It's up to you now.
Thank you, Bernd. 60 years. 60 years in 1 minute might be tough. But it was late fall in 1950, only 2 years after the Porsche company was founded, when the first three 356 models arrived in New York, imported by Austrian car dealer Max Hoffmann. His stroke of genius was to give one of them to racer Chris Cunningham, who took it back home to the West Coast. The little two-seaters from Stuttgart and the glamour of California were made for each other. The 356 Speedster and the 550 Spider were especially popular with race drivers and Hollywood stars, which puts Porsche on the American map and says to cars. While Hoffmann sold 32 cars in 1950, a year later he sold that many in a month. By 1955, only 5 years later, over 50% of Porsche's worldwide sales went to the United States. Today, nearly 500,000 Porsches, nice old classics and very new ones, are being driven on American roads. The Porsche Car Club of America is the world's biggest single-name car club with almost 60,000 very active, enthusiastic members. Now, it's time to point out to you this beautifully restored blue 356 Cabriolet from 1950 on display here, which is the oldest known series production Porsche in the United States. Its proud owner, Richard Brumey, is sitting here, has brought it to Los Angeles in honor of our anniversary. Richard, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Porsche was never a numbers game, nor did it ever stand for mere transportation. From the beginning, Porsche offered cars that rewarded the passion of the owners with a deeply satisfying driving pleasure. So, why don't you join me on a quick stroll down memory lane towards a very special world premiere.
and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of Porsche AG, Matthias Muller.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind welcome. Today, we are actually celebrating two premieres. This is the first time that I can address a major media crowd in the US, but I promise you, it won't be the last. At the same time, it is a first for me to introduce a brand new sports car. It is fitting that this happens in the United States. This is our most important market and by far the biggest for Porsche sports cars. I proudly present to you the new Cayman R. This mid-engine coupe is an even sportier, more dynamic version of a sports car that has collected significant awards in its career. Motor Trend named the Cayman the best driver's car last year, and it regularly makes car and drivers 10 best list as well as Automobile Magazine All Stars Award. Now, our engineers went even one step further. First sports car that Professor Porsche had built in 1938, the Type 64. Although it never made it to the starting line of the Berlin-Rome race for which it was designed, the Type 64 had all the ingredients of a winner. It was light, aerodynamic, and had its engine before the rear axle. The Cayman R proves that this concept is as fresh as it was 7 decades ago. The Cayman R will be in dealerships next month, just in time for the holiday season, and the retail price here in the US is $66,300. But, ladies and gentlemen, this introduction is just the warm-up for a major product push with a long-term impact. We will pull out all the stops from new generations of existing models to additional model series. The topic of alternative drive is especially high on the agenda at Porsche. We are working flat out to make hybrid technology an integral part of the Porsche lineup, and the initial results, such as the Cayenne hybrid, the 911 GT3 R hybrid, and the 918 Spider, are certainly impressive. But this is just the beginning. We have announced the introduction of a hybrid version of the Panamera for next year. And we are confident that there is a hybrid solution for some of our sports cars also. Diesel technology, as you know, is another highly effective way to reduce fuel consumption. We have considerable sales success with our Cayenne diesel in Europe and other parts of the world. And we are currently looking very closely to see if the US market is ready for a Porsche with a diesel engine. I know that Detlev from Platen and our dealers are. Ladies and gentlemen, the goals we have set for ourselves for the future are clearly defined. First, in the midterm, we aim to increase our annual sales in both volume terms and dollar terms. Second, we will sharpen the profile of the Porsche brand. Our core values, which include exclusivity, sportiness, and performance, remain unchanged. Third, when it comes to product quality, Porsche intends to continue taking top honors in J.D. Power surveys. And fourth, we will continue to innovate in the areas of driving dynamics, safety, and environment. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we have set ambitious goals. I am fully aware